Katina Sharp. I'm the co-founder and co-director of Seeds of Abraham. We are an interfaith youth program that brings youth of all faiths together once a month for the purpose of getting to know each other, and also so that we can see our common call is to serve and love our neighbor. So at each one of our meetings we do some sort of service project. This year we're focusing on the homeless community, on preparing meals, hygiene items, the things that they need for basic life and dignity. Our current project now, we're getting ready for our summer camp. It'll be our second annual summer camp. And this is an opportunity for the youth to come for an entire week and spend an entire week learning about the faiths that they represent, learning more about the community in which we live, and most importantly, spending an entire week really focusing on how we can serve and love our neighbors. And we will be focusing on the homeless community for the entire week, looking at different ways that we can serve at the Love Kitchen and the homeless community downtown, and even preparing things and delivering them around different pockets of Knoxville as well.
Can you tell us why Seeds of Abraham was founded? What was the purpose it was created for?
Sure. Amira and I got together. We both were working in our religious houses of worship, and we had realized that there was a lot of misconceptions out there about what the different faiths believed, how they behaved as a result of their faith. And because there was so much misunderstanding, there was a lot of fear and hatred. And we noticed that our community was negatively impacted by that fear and hatred. And we decided that the best way that we could impact our community was by bringing the youth together so that they could get to know each other and they could see that we are more alike than we are different. And so by bringing these youth together and focusing on our common call to love and serve our neighbor, we've been able to break down a lot of these walls that were previously causing problems in our youth and adult community.
What reactions and testimonials have you received from the community?
We get phone calls, emails, texts, all kinds of things all the time from people who say that this idea has inspired them to reach out and get to know someone that they might not otherwise have tried to get to know. We have youth who have made friends in other cultures and other faiths, and even some of them will comment, you know, we go to school together and we have for years, and we've never spoken to each other until we got together for this program. And this just gives them an opportunity to ask questions and to begin those conversations. So that's where a lot of our testimonials are people who are saying, this has just been an opportunity for us to start conversations that could not otherwise have happened.
What has been the greatest accomplishment of the organization?
One single accomplishment would be hard to pin it down. I think our greatest accomplishment to date was our youth camp last year. It was a whole community effort. We had lots of faith communities represented. We had faith leaders who were coming to teach and inspire and encourage the students. We had volunteers from around the community who were assisting with our service projects. We had just people all over the place in cooperation working to make this a successful week. And it really, for our first effort, was an incredible eye-opening and wonderful week for us. We were able to serve a lot of the community. We were able to bring a lot of youth together, and we had a wonderful educational and inspirational week.
What benefit do the children receive by attending your summer camp?
The benefit of the summer camp is that they are able to have service opportunities that are hard to do on your own. It's difficult to do a lot of these, serving meals and that sort of thing as a party of one. But as a larger group, that we are able to go to the Love Kitchen, we're able to go downtown and serve under the bridge, we're able to do a lot of things that you couldn't do individually. And what makes this unique, as opposed to just a church youth group, for instance, going down there, is we're able to represent the diversity of Knoxville as we do it. So we're learning to live in the community where we are residing, that we're learning to get along with our neighbors, we're learning to we're learning about our neighbors. We're learning who they are and how they live and how they worship, and seeing that many of those things are very much the same, even though we previously thought they might be different.
What would you say that summer camp does, and what is it for?
The purpose of summer camp is really twofold. One is to get the youth together and get them talking and get them relationship building. We do a lot of group building activities on low ropes elements, and a lot of challenges that they do together. So these kids come in, and most of them are strangers. Most of them have never seen anyone else in this group, and by the end of the week, they are not only do they know each other, but they are friends, and that they keep in contact with each other, and they're still, almost a full year later, they're still keeping in contact with each other and looking forward to this summer where they can see each other again, and some of them have throughout the year. So that's one goal. The other goal is for them to have an avenue to live out the calling that all faiths are called into, which is to serve our neighbor, to serve the least of these and those who are less fortunate than we are. And so this gives them an opportunity to work together on that in a distraction-free environment.
What have you all done reading at the past summer camp that has made an impact on those involved? I think I repeated it, but I'm just getting the results.
So last year we were able to serve at the Love Kitchen. We also prepared hygiene bags and distributed those downtown. We made daily lunches that we took downtown and served to the community. We have since done a clothing drive, so we've got some clothing to distribute. So we're really interacting with those who don't have adequate housing, so that we're not just sending them money, we're not just sending them supplies, but we're actually going down there and sort of interacting with them. We're with them, shoulder to shoulder with these folks, seeing how they live, seeing what their needs are, hearing their stories. So they're able to actually see what their efforts are providing.
How have you been impacted by this organization?
Personally, this organization has been life-changing for me. I have made friends in all faith groups all across Knoxville. I have the most diverse collection of friends now, and it's just a beautiful thing. And I'm celebrating now religious holidays that I'd never even heard of a couple of years ago, but now I am aware of them and able to celebrate them with some of my dearest friends. And so this has been a way for us to all sort of learn to celebrate with each other and to love each other.
What is your best memory of summer camp?
Summer camp, I think the challenge elements are really unique. To watch kids, you're given a task that seems impossible, and they will groan and moan and complain about it, and then when they get over that, they start to talk and they start to communicate and they start to brainstorm, and you see the lights start to flicker on, and they interact and they work together, and then somehow by the magic of cooperation, they're able to complete the task, and the victory at the end of it is really, really magical.
What would you all as an organization like to achieve in the future, and how will helping children attend summer camp help you move closer to achieving that goal?
If we had to sum up our goal in one word, it would be peace. Our primary goal is to make Knoxville a peaceful community. And so the way that we are working to achieve that goal is by getting kids to talk. And when kids talk, they go home and they share their stories with their families, and then their parents have questions and they start to talk. And the community, we start to see a little bit less fear and hatred and a lot more curiosity about who are our neighbors, and a lot more acceptance when we realize that our neighbors are doing the very same things that we're doing, that what we thought looked so very different is actually very much the same.
How did you find about the organization and what made you want to become involved?
Well, there was no organization. Amira and I met at an iftar that the Muslim community was hosting, and my son and I went just to learn more about what was going on in their community. We'd been invited and were excited to attend, and we were woefully ignorant about Islam and all that entailed. But we were curious and we wanted to know more. We wanted to understand. And I was introduced to Amira by a mutual friend and found out that she was working with youth. And at the time, I also was working with youth. And we thought, this would be really a great opportunity for us to cross some sort of imaginary boundaries that had been in place by our society. And so we decided if we just got those youth together just to see what kind of conversations it might open up, it could be a really powerful, magical thing. And then we started talking and we thought, well, if we're getting our groups together, why not invite other faiths as well? And so we sort of cold called the Jewish community and said, would you like to join us? And they enthusiastically said yes. And we realized that we then represented the three major Abrahamic faiths. And so from that, Seeds of Abraham was born.
What does the scholarship do you think actually do, and what is the cost breakdown of each scholarship?
The cost of summer camp is $250 per student, and that covers all of the activities that we do throughout the week, all of the mission outreach projects that we put together. It covers the transportation to and from these projects. So it covers everything, and it's $250 for the 5-day camp week. What we didn't want is for the cost of camp to prohibit students from coming to camp. But there's no way around the fact that things cost money. So we have been seeking out scholarships to try to offset those costs so that everyone has an opportunity to come, that it's not an elitist activity, but something that everyone can participate in. So a scholarship of $250 will send one child to camp who would otherwise not be able to attend.
All right, I think that's all right. What is that?
Let me see. Yeah, that's it. You did really good, by the way.
Thank you.